Okay, so hello everyone. Now we're going to present the inventory problem assigned for the mini project in Mathematics 1. Before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Ghea, and I'm joined by my team members, Zia, Muumtaz, Mia, and Fathia. Together, we have worked to analyze and solve this problem to determine the most efficient inventory strategy for minimizing cost. By the end of this presentation, we hope to provide clear insights into how we approach and solve this problem. So first, let's start with the known data. The first known data is total annual sales of socks, which is 2,400 pairs. The second one is storage cost per pair per year, which is 4,600 rupiah. The third one is fixed cost per order, which is 11,250 rupiah. And the last one is core per unit per pair of socks. And the questions are: to minimize total cost, how many pairs of socks should be ordered each time? And how many times should the store place an order in 1 year? So the first step to solve these problems is to define the cost function. The total cost can be calculated by adding the ordering cost with holding cost. And for the ordering cost can be calculated by dividing the D by Q multiplied by CP, where D is the annual demand, Q is the quantity per order, and CP is the fixed cost per order. And the formula is derived from the logic that D per Q represents the frequency of ordering in a year. Annual demand divided by quantity per order. And for each order, the store pays a fixed cost CP. Therefore, the total ordering cost is D per Q multiplied by CP.
And now I'm going to explain about the storage cost calculation. The first one is for the formula for the storage cost is key defined 2 times 3 CS. And then key is for the order of the quantity. CS is the storage cost per unit. And then we want to search about the average stock as initial stock plus final stock divided 2 equal key plus 0 divided 2 equal key divided 2. And then we search about the total cost calculations. The first one is ordering cost is D divided key times CP. D is for the annual demand, key is for the order quantity, CP is for the cost per order. And then storage cost is key divided 2 times 3 CS. And then the total cost formula is CT equal D divided key times CP plus key divided 2 times CS. This approach is used in the inventory management to minimize the total cost by balancing the order and the storage costs. That's all.
Okay, so this is the solution that I will explain it to you, how to solve the problem of minimizing inventory costs by finding the optimal order quantity, or it's called Q-min in here. Then first step that we need to do is here the total cost of inventory is made up of two parts: the ordering cost and the storage cost. The formula is CT times Q equal D times CP, and then blah blah blah, where the D is annual demand, the CP is cost of placing an order, CS is cost of storing one item per year, and the Q1 is order quantity. And then Let's move on to solving step. First thing we need to do is differentiate the cost formula. To find the value of Q that minimizes the total cost, we need to differentiate the CT times Q, CTQ, that leads to this derivative. And then the second step is set the derivative to 0. We set the derivative to 0 because this gives us the point where the cost is at its minimum. And then it leads to the equation here because we set the CT equal 0. And then the third one, we need to solve for the Q squared. And then from here, we solve for the Q squared by rearranging the equation. And then finally, we take the square. We take the square root of both sides to get this Q min equal root 2 times D times C divided by CS. And then the conclusion is this formula gives us the optimal order quantity that minimizes total cost. By balancing ordering and storage costs, we can manage inventory more efficiently, and that's how we solve the problem. Thank you.
So the third step is we have to count the minimum quantity of stocks and the frequency of the transaction. And you do this by square rooting 2 with D, which is the demand, and CP, which is the cost per stock, and that is over CS, which is the storage cost. So you input the numbers, that will be square root 2 times 2,400 times 11,250 over 600, and that's equals to square root 90,000, which is just the same as 300. So the amount of transaction that is needed, so the total cost, this minimum, is 300 pair of socks.
Hello, I'm Zia with my student ID 292. So I'm gonna explain the next problem. So F equal D by Q min, F equal 2,400 by 300 equal 8. So the store needs to place orders 8 times a year to minimize the total cost. So the table shows the calculations for different quantities with their perspective. So number 1 is ordering costs, number 2 is storage costs, and number 3 is total cost. From the table, the total cost is at its minimum when Q equal 300, which results in a total cost of 180,000 rupiah. Okay.